Class 7. Civics Lesson Plan. Lesson 6 Understanding Media. Q1. Give some examples of print media. Ans. Newspapers and magazines. Q2. Give some examples of mass media. Ans. TV, radio and newspaper. Q3. Give some examples of electronic media. Ans. TV and radio. Q4. How do you think television influences us? Ans. It shapes our views of the world, our beliefs, attitudes and values. Q5. Name the word that is often used to collectively refer to the radio, TV, newspapers, internet and several other forms of communication. Ans. This word is media. Q6. Why do you think newspapers are called print media? Ans. Because they are in printed form. Q7. Give examples of local media. Ans. Community radio, documentary films, local newspaper like Khabar Lahariya. Q8. What is broadcast? Ans. Broadcast is used to refer to a TV or radio program that is widely transmitted. Q9. What is censorship? Ans. This refers to the powers that government has to disallow media from publishing or showing certain stories. Q10. Why we need to analyze the news? Ans. The factual information that a news report provides is often not complete and can be one-sided. Q11. Mention one way in which mass media earns money. Ans. By advertising different things like cars, chocolate, clothes, mobile phones, etc. Q12. Why are some advertisements shown repeatedly on the television screen? Ans. In the hope that people will go out and buy what is advertised. Q13. What is a balanced report? Ans. A balanced report is one that discusses all points of view of a particular story and then leaves it to the readers to make up their minds. Q14. What does media's close relationship with business often mean? Ans. It means that a balanced report is difficult to come by. Q15. How much does it cost to advertise on a news channel? Ans. It varies from 500 rupees to 8,000 rupees per 10 seconds depending on the popularity of the channel. Q16. Why it is important to know both sides of the story? Ans. Because it is on the basis of the information that the media provides that we take action as citizens. Q17. How television is like a window on the world. Ans. It is so because a lot of our impressions about the world around us are formed by what we see on TV. Q18. What do you find most useful about Internet? Ans. We always get the latest information on Internet as we can read latest news and gain knowledge about the latest products within minutes of their release. Q19. What do you mean by public protest? Ans. When a large number of people come together and openly state their opposition to some issue is termed as public protest. Organizing a rally, starting a signature campaign, blocking roads etc. are some of the ways in which this is done. Q20. What is an independent media? Ans. An independent media means that no one should control and influence its coverage of news. No one should tell the media what can be included and what should not be included in a news story. Q21. What is mass media? Ans. TV, radio and newspapers are a form of media that reaches millions of people, or the masses, across the country and the world, and, thus, they are called mass media. Q22. Why media is not interested in covering small issues that involve ordinary people and their daily lives? Ans. Because these issues cannot attract lot of reader or viewer and hence may affect their business. Q23. How people express their dissatisfaction to any of the government's action or plan? Ans. Some of the ways in which they can do this is by writing letters to the concerned minister, organizing a public protest, starting a signature campaign, asking the government to rethink its program, etc. Q24. Why is it important to have independent media? Ans. In order to write balanced reports, media need to be independent. Moreover, it is on the basis of the information that the media provides that we take action as citizens. Q25. Why media is no longer considered independent? Ans. Media continual need for money and its links to advertising means that it becomes difficult for media to be reporting against people who give them advertisement. Q26. What do the word media mean? Ans. Media is the plural form of the word medium, and it describes the various ways through which we communicate in society. Q27. Why do media sometimes focus on only one side of the story? Ans. Media's continual need for money and its links to advertising means that it becomes difficult for media to be reporting against people who give them advertisements. 2. They believe this makes the story interesting. 3. They often do this to increase public support for an issue. Q28. How media and money are interrelated? Ans. The different technologies that mass media use are expensive. In a news studio, it is not only the newsreader who needs to be paid but also a number of other people who help put the broadcast together. The technologies that mass media use keep changing, and so a lot of money is spent on getting the latest technology. Due to these costs, the mass media needs a great deal of money to do its work. Thus, mass media is constantly thinking of ways to make money. Q29. Most television channels and newspapers are part of big business houses. Explain why. Ans. In a news studio, it is not only the newsreader who needs to be paid but also a number of other people who help put the broadcast together. This includes those who look after the cameras and lights. Also, as you read earlier, the technologies that mass media use keep changing, and so a lot of money is spent on getting the latest technology. Due to these costs, the mass media needs a great deal of money to do its work. As a result, most television channels and newspapers are part of big business houses. Q30. In what ways does the media play an important role in a democracy? Ans. In a democracy, the media plays a very important role in providing news and discussing events taking place in the country and the world. It is on the basis of this information that citizens can, for example, learn how government works. 2. It also criticizes the unpopular policies and program of the government. 3. It forms the public opinion. 4. It raises issues and problems related to common people. It also acts as reminder for the government about their promises. Q31. How can we say that media is far from freedom? Ans. However, the reality is that media is far from independent. This is mainly because of two reasons. The first is the control that the government has on the media. When the government prevents either a news item, or scenes from a movie, or the lyrics of a song from being shared with the larger public, this is referred to as censorship. There have been periods in Indian history when the government censored the media. 2. At times, it is in the interest of these businesses to focus on only one side of the story. Media's continual need for money and its links to advertising means that it becomes difficult for media to be reporting against people who give them advertisements. Q3 Explain the meaning and importance of local media with the help of an example. ANS. Local media covers small issues that involve ordinary people and their daily lives. Several local groups have come forward to start their own media. Several people use community radio to tell farmers about the prices of different crops and advise them on the use of seeds and fertilizers. Example is a newspaper called Khabar Lahariya, which is a fortnightly that is run by 8 Dalit women in Chitrakoot district in Uttar Pradesh. Written in the local language, Bundeli, this 8-page newspaper reports on Dalit issues and cases of violence against women and political corruption.